Hi, Kirk here. Welcome to my first ever question and answer session. So I thought, I get so many comments on the YouTube channel, on the email, through text messages, phone calls, everything, that, concerning the K-bike and other bikes as well. I thought, hey, why not bring some of these questions to you guys and provide some answers too. Hopefully some answers. I don't have all the answers, that's for sure. Hey, because I'm just a normal guy. I don't have any kind of a degree or anything, but I certainly do love the K-bike and all the stuff that goes around it. But so I learn a lot, and maybe I can learn something from you guys. If you have questions, put them down in the comment section, or you can send me an email. By the way, I have set up my very own email with the Illinois BMW Riders Club. So I am now Kirk at IllinoisBMWRiders.com. So it's easy to get a hold of me that way. Many of you guys can use my other, if you have my other email addresses, go ahead and continue to use that. All kind of falls into that same box, but that's one that I'm willing to put out there to the general public. So Kirk at IllinoisBMWRiders.com. And one of the questions that I get quite frequently is, do I work on other people's bikes aside from my own? The answer is yes, I do. So you can, if you want me to work on your bike for you, just get a hold of me through the email and we'll start up a conversation, see what you need, and go from there. So my first question off of the YouTube comments is, and this is the first question in regard to the wheel bearings. I have a 2013 R1200 GSA oil cooled. Are my wheel bearings the same as the LT? No, they're probably not the same. I actually have not taken apart that model of GSA yet to see, are the wheel bearings the same. I don't know for sure if they're the same. It's probably the same procedure though, or pretty darn close to the same procedure to pull out those bearings and put them in, maybe minus the cursing. GMI Gates asked, on your video showing how to renew the brake fluid, you had a right angle bleeder hose assembly that you used on the ABS control box. That thing's probably this that you're talking about. That comes with a kit. It comes with one of those Mighty Vac kits that you can buy off the internet. Just look up Mighty Vac and you'll see the brake bleeder kit. This is part of that kit. I bought several of them, so I have a few of these laying around, but I think that's what you're talking about. Kalen 1972 asked, hey there, I've been watching your videos, nice work. I like the detail you give. Any advice on how to get a stuck oil filter out? I've tried the rag and the filter wrench, tried to tap it out with a screwdriver and a hammer, and just some plain old elbow grease, but to no avail. Drill some holes in the cap wrench and put some screws in there. Put some sheet metal screws or drywall screws or anything else you got laying around, something that will self-tap in there, and just run them into the bottom, and it should give you enough grip that you're able to pull that thing off. Ben Young asked a while ago, I have a 2001 LT. In the spring I replaced the crown bearing and seals in the final drive. Lately I've noticed the clutch seems to be slipping in first gear on takeoff and in other gears as if I'm lugging it a little in that particular gear. Is a clutch replacement I am looking at? Yes, you are. When you start feeling the clutch starting to slip, it's pretty much a dead-on certainty that you're going to be in there replacing the clutch and finding out what caused the clutch to go bad. Of course they wear out. They will wear out. Most people though that have the LT know not to over rev it, because you'll start smelling the clutch surface burning up because it's a dry clutch. But usually what goes wrong, especially on these older ones like a 2001, is that rear main seal will fail, or the O-ring that goes around the clutch carrier will fail, and it will leak oil out and get onto the clutch surface, and that's it, you're done. The other thing that sometimes happens is the slave cylinder will give out. That will seep brake fluid onto there. Centrifugal force will spin it around and slobber up the clutch, and then you're stuck with that too. So you can't get any further than that. Anyway, so yeah, you're going to be into a clutch. Jojo says, "Hi, I first want to thank you for your response. It's really appreciated." He talks about how his radio screen is blurry and kind of milky colored. The way you clear that up is you use some rubbing alcohol and a rag. That's all it takes. Rubbing alcohol, a rag, soak it down, rub it really good, and it should clear up, and you'll be able to see the numbers again. He also mentioned that he was having some kind of a buzzing noise in the radio when he hit the brakes. That's usually a bad ground somewhere. There's no way for me to diagnose that without looking at it, or anybody else for that matter. That one's going to be kind of an investigation. Michael Stock said, "I really like your videos, Kirk. You're right that the excessive pressure increase in the tire once warmed up is due to the weight of the bike for this tire. I use the Road Smart 2 tire on my RT, and it goes cold to hot, approximately 6 to 7 pounds. Yeah, I certainly found that same thing on my LT, even though that's not weight rated for the bike. I think the increase in weight only increased the pressures all the more, so I see approximately about a 10-pound increase in pressure on the Road Smart 2s. So those tires probably aren't going to be on there for too much longer. I'm going to switch to something else to either give a try or just try a different combo of tires. I'm still in search of the perfect tire." Shonda's Love brought up concerning the Sena SMH10 speaker upgrade video that I created. That she used the orange set to swap and it didn't work. She has less volume and a 0 increase in fidelity. Well, Shonda, that is something that can happen, of course. I have no idea what helmet you're using, what your acoustics are like, how it fits. It may not work for everybody. I've read all the comments on that video, and sometimes it doesn't work. Sometimes it doesn't work as well. I don't know why you're not really getting the volume out. Have you try using some earplugs with it, because I know in my own helmet, if I'm not wearing earplugs, the speakers really sound like crap. They're really tinny, and there's too much air there, an air distance. That foam of the earplug, whether it's foam or the ones with the little attenuator in them, they tend to have a better audio response, and I can hear a lot more of the bass and a lot more clear in the mids and stuff. So try that out. One guy said, "I have the 20S and the sound sucks. Can you recommend the right speaker for those?" I cannot. So this is Zatochi 101. Zatochi, I cannot recommend a speaker. Hey, if any of you out there have managed to change your speakers on your 20S, please put it in the comments section here, or even go back to the video where I talk about the SMH10 and let us know what speakers you used and how you hooked them up, and I'll do it to my own. I'll buy those speakers or ones like it, and I will I'll figure that out. The reason I haven't done it on there is because there are some comments in that video where a guy tried to put the Panasonic speakers on there, and he found that there's 3 wires in there instead of 2. So I don't know what that third wire is for. I don't know if it's an antenna wire or if that speaker that's in the 20S, it has a little tweeter in there and a bass. I just don't know. So your help, it would be greatly appreciated. Cleveland Sellers wrote quite a while ago that he was having an issue with his tire rubbing on the swing arm when he was heavily loaded or with 2 up. Yeah, Cleveland, or anybody else out there, on those Metzler tires that are on a lot of these LTs, you have to run a higher pressure on there. Especially if you're running 2 up, you got to run that thing, 45 and up on the rear tire. So don't be afraid. When I had mine on there, I believe I rode it about 48 pounds when I was riding two upper heavily loaded, and that I never had any issue with it rubbing on the swing arm. As to your other issue with it not shifting correctly, that is probably directly related to not maintaining the shifting linkage. So watch my shift linkage video, how to take that apart, put it back together, and you'll find a world of difference when it comes to shifting. Jake Weichman asked, how often or when should you replace the wheel bearings in the front wheels? There is no set time limit that I know of for the front wheel bearings. They're either go, no go. You know, they work or they don't. So every time you pull that front tire off, just run your finger in there, roll the bearings around, see if it's getting notchy, see if it's feeling kind of grindy. If it is, then it's time to change them, and go about the procedure to change those. Another guy asked if we were located in Springfield. No, we're not. We're in northern Illinois. Springfield is in central Illinois. We're in northern Illinois. Of course, you're always welcome to come on up here and ride with us anyway. It'd be great to see you. We've had further distances, believe me. On my Sprague cleaning video, John Baker wanted to know if it worked. Yes, it did work, actually. I haven't had any more issues with my starter not going. And what happens in the Sprague clutch that's in there, when you hit that start button, it engages that clutch, and that's what turns over your engine. When that Sprague hangs up, the starter just spins and it won't start. Fortunately, the bike's heavy enough though that if you get somebody to help you, you can push start that bike. It's really not that hard. Because it's heavy, it's got a lot of mass, it throws over really easy once you get a good running start with it. Another guy in the same video said, scrap it. BMWs are shit boxes. LOL. I wouldn't dirty my hands for that pile of scrap. Well, Bill, that's good for you, man. That's okay. There's a lot of bikes out there, a lot of brands. Thankfully, the LT is not the only one. Otherwise, everybody would want them. And there's not very many. It's kind of a unique club of bikes. There's only like, I don't know, 30,000 of these things out there. Maybe less. Baba Mama wanted to know about MicroGuard oil filters sold at O'Reilly's versus the Wix oil filters and versus the Napa oil filters. Well, Napa and Wix are pretty much the same thing. They're just branded differently. MicroGuard, I can't really speak to that one. I haven't used that one. My guess is if Wix and Napa are your only options, then go ahead with that. But I personally use the Bosch 3330 if I have to buy one, or I get them in the bulk packs from Beamer Boneyard. The ones you just look up the K bikes and you'll be able to figure out which one to get there. Last question came from Michelle Sue. She wanted me to check out a plastic funnel with a flexible extension for using on her integrated brakes. Just buy the $30 funnel that they sell at the Boneyard, and it's going to pay for itself in the first use. I know it's $30. It's more than you want to spend for a funnel, but trust me, it's worth it. Hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If you do, please give it a thumbs up, and also please put some comments down in the comment section with some of your questions or comments on this video or some of these other things. If I'm wrong about something, hey, let me know. Thank you so much. See you next time. So, from Beamer Boneyard, and like, what the hell? Can you guys hear that? I hope that doesn't go on.